I'm almost done with it.
Oh, don't say that we're on air. Hi guys, welcome back. Technical difficulties were so fun. Oh, so I just described the entire episode of Silicon Valley, last episode of Silicon Valley. That's where I left off, Garrett. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's disappointing. You should totally watch Silicon Valley. Get caught up on Silicon Valley, bro. And don't let the small things get you down, just because we had some technical difficulties. So, um, let's get into Game of Thrones. So let's talk about the Battle of the Bastards. What did you think about that episode?
I thought it was a pretty good. It's probably one of the best battles I've actually ever seen, even on TV or even a movie.
I think that this was my favorite episode by far.
I agree. It had everything you needed, I think, in just a TV show to get you hooked on anything. I mean, you had, I'm trying to think, and it's been so long since I watched that one. Because you had essentially two battles through that whole episode. So
Yeah.
you had Daenerys, and then you had Jon Snow. Okay, so you started off with Marine, and essentially right where it's right where it left off. Uh, in episode 8, where Daenerys just came right into the with the window or whatever, and Tyrion's apologizing and all that jazz, and he's saying, "Yeah, I messed up. Yeah, I know. We're trying to fix it. And well, it was actually working until you if you showed up here a couple more days earlier, it would have worked just fine." And it was pretty funny how he was just like, despite how it looks, it was actually doing pretty good.
you,
And
I really wish you would have came back maybe 2 days earlier, maybe even 2 hours earlier. That would have been great. I mean, just great.
just fantastic.
No, you had to come
And
in.
so yeah, and so they're like, okay, well, we need to get this thing over with. So they went and met with the slavers and all that, and they thought that the slavers thought they were surrendering Daenerys and them, but actually it was Daenerys was wanting them to surrender, and they kind of threatened everyone, essentially saying, they will be sold off. They would be, put back into slavery and sold off to the highest bidder and all that and whatnot. And uh, and then all of a sudden you see in the background, which I saw it. Did you see it right away, Trenton?
The dragon coming up.
Yeah, you
Oh
see
my
the dragon. I'm like,
god.
oh, stuff's gonna happen now, man. And she's like, no, this is not my surrender. This is your surrender. And all of a sudden, is it Is it Dragar? I can't remember her dragon's name. It's like it's Rhaegar and Drago's name combined.
Drago?
No, because it sounds like Draco almost, like Harry Potter. Anyways, and then you get to see the dragons in action, all three of them in action.
Right? And you're just like, oh
This
my
episode,
god.
which is awesome. It was really awesome, definitely. Uh, and then you go up north to Winterfell, and the Battle of the Bastards. Essentially, they're kind of getting ready for the. They go and meet with Ramsay, and how they, Ramsay's like, oh well, you should just surrender and kneel to your lord here and all that jazz. Are you gonna put any input here, Trent? Or are you just gonna get on your phone? Come on.
I was listening to you, and I will be
You
putting
complete.
input as soon as you're done with your point. So calm your tits over there,
It's
lady.
not a point. I'm going through it, and I could use some help.
Oh,
But
poor baby.
anyways, um, So Ramsey does his little scare tactics he usually does. He kind of tries to act all nice and stuff with Sansa. He's like, oh, I missed you and all this. Kind of creepy, to be honest.
Ugh, freaking Ramsey Bolton. He gets under my skin. He's like
He's
needles
Joffrey
going
to
on.
he's Joffrey to the 10th degree.
Oh, Joffrey was pretty terrible.
Yeah, but he was a
Ram
kid, and he's also a
had a kid. He fed that kid to the dogs.
no, Joffrey was a kid.
Oh, I thought you said that Ramsey had a kid. I was like, well, he fed that thing to the dogs. He turned it into pedigree.
That's not his kid. That was his brother.
Oh yeah, still, that's freaking terrible.
Yeah.
Freaking terrible. But it looks like they're going with the whole scene of women are going to be ruling all of Westeros, like everywhere in Westeros.
Yeah, that's how that episode ends. The Battle of the Bastards with
Jon Snow becoming the King of the North.
no, that was the end of
Oh yeah.
the
Whoops.
last episode.
Spoiler alert for like next few minutes. Anyways,
then we go to the Battle of the Bastards, and essentially, Jon Snow's army is pretty outnumbered compared to Ramsay's.
yeah, and he's just getting surrounded,
know-
and you're just like, oh no, did we just watch Jon Snow die or like be brought back to life just to die again? And then all these people that you love.
He also tells the Red Witch not to bring him back. He's like, "Don't bring me back if I die." She's like, "But it's not my choice. If the Fire God wants you to live again, I'm going to do it." And
didn't we see the three-eyed? We saw. Oh, what's his name? Little Stark. Bran, yes.
No, Rickon.
No, Rickon died.
Yeah,
in that episode too. We saw him get shot in the back with an arrow. And it was
which he freaking runs the straightest. Where's serpentine pattern? Serpentine.
Right, you're saying there's serpentine. Rickon serpentine. Rickon. I'm like, no.
You're running the straightest way possible to Jon, and
you're just hoping that Jon Snow just like scoops him up before he
but
that
Ramsay was messing with them anyways. You could have shot him right
there. Oops again.
Yeah.
Ramsay.
Also in the episode we see that Davos he found out what happened to the princess.
I'm listening.
I know that face.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know exactly. Especially with that voice. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Anyways, just let's continue on with this here podcast.
He finds the wooden stag that he carved out for.
Hi guys. Oh my gosh! Yeah, he finds that wooden stag that
I can't remember her name.
She was
Stannis' daughter.
Yeah,
she was Stannis' daughter.
Yeah,
she was Stannis' daughter, and of course he burned her alive, and all that. And of course Davos didn't even know this until then, but he kind of set that aside right now. He's like, we got a battle to do here, so I'm just gonna set this aside, and we'll talk about this later. So we get to the morning, essentially, and they're all lined up ready for battle. And then Ramsay brings out Rickon. And at first I thought he was just going to freaking just slice his throat right then and there. But then I'm like, no, that's not Ramsay. Ramsay likes to toy. I thought that Jon had a good plan, but also, Ramsay definitely had someone that Jon wanted, so he knew that Jon would be drawn to it.
The true king of Winterfell.
Are the Seven Kingdoms?
Well, John is technically is the next heir
Yeah,
in line. Technically, he's even before Daenerys Targaryen.
yeah, he would because Rhaegar was the next in line.
Rhaegar Targaryen, yeah. And then Rhaegar
That's
got
if it's no, that is if it's
nope.
his
It got
father.
confirmed. It got
No, we did not get
yeah.
confirmed that it's his father. We confirmed that Leanne is his mother.
But she said that if Robert
If
found out, he
Robert,
would kill him.
yes, but it could be anyone. I mean,
Do you know why? Because Robert
it's
Robert wanted to
it's
destroy all of the Targaryen bloodline. When she
it's a
and
no. It's
Rhaegar and
assumed. It's assumed. It's not definite. But I agree.
I
It's
read into it
there,
too because
but it's
somebody like slowed that scene down and enhanced the audio, and his name is like Jagar or something like that. It's like it's but Ned had to take care of him, so he didn't make it a more northern name, so he named him Jon Snow.
because Snow's a
Well, Snow is the bastard name, but his name is John, and it's kind of shortened down from the Targaryen name that he had. So no way again. Ah. Unfortunately, guys, I think we're just gonna end it here because Garrett can't hear me again, and I really don't want to keep ending it and joining back in and ending again and joining back in and just have 4 parts to one episode. So until we get this figured out, I think we're gonna have to end this episode here. So unless Garrett finds a way to get it fixed. Start talking and see if it pops up. You talk.
Can you hear me?
Oh my god, I can hear you again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just because of. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's going on? Is it on your end?
I don't know. It could be both of ours. I have no idea what's going on because I've never had this before. It's like the microphone's not wanting to work or something. Weird.
Is it your so you're using your microphone on your computer or something or excuse us while we have our technical difficulties, guys. Sorry about this. Um anyways, I was gonna continue and say that even a lot of the sources that I get all of my material from, they were saying that HBO confirmed that Jon Snow is actually a Targaryen. And if you know anything about Game of Thrones, the books and stuff like that, before Robert Baratheon and where the first episode started off at, the Targaryens were the actual rulers of the entire Seven Kingdoms, and so they had all the dragons. But Robert's Rebellion is what it's called, and the Battle of the Forks or something like that, or the Points or something. I don't remember exactly the name of it, but he defeated um, the Mad King. Or
All right,
he
can you
didn't
hear me?
defeat. Yeah, I can hear you again. He didn't defeat the Mad King. Jamie Lannister stabbed the Mad King in the back, which is why they call him the Kingslayer. And but Robert ended up winning his rebellion, and
He
he
killed
ended up taking.
Rhaegar. He killed Rhaegar.
I thought that Rhaegar wasn't the Mad King, was he?
No, that's Aerys. That's Aerys the second, the Mad King.
That's right.
Rhaegar is Daenerys' brother. The Mad King is her father.
Yeah. And then
Remember?
her
Because
other
remember in the
brother.
episode 8, she was talking. Her and Theon's sister was talking about how their fathers are both evil men and how
Mhm.
they left the world more horrible than when they left. So that's why they kind of have a lot of things in common, and that's why that's why they really teamed up too. Which actually kind of like that too, where Tyrion's like, well, what if everyone asks? Well, if they ask, I'll lend them my ear essentially, But if they force it, then no. But so that means there's a possibility that there's still that the North can be a separate nation if they wanted to, if they asked, which I feel like John would, because the North does not want the Iron Throne. They don't want to be anywhere near it.
Yeah, they just want to be a separate entity, and
They
they
just want to
basically have already.
be themselves, and not because because think about it, because no one from the North actually started like anything, because it's mainly Southern people. Because Robert was from Storm's End, which is in the southern part of Westeros.
And
You know what I mean?
I know that Robert and Ned were.
they
Robert
were
pledged
they
his
were friends.
allegiance.
They knew each other. Yes.
Yeah, and he
Like
pledged
Storm's
his allegiance.
kind of in the middle, I think. Actually,
Yeah, I know that. I'm just happy that the all of the North is back and unified again.
dude, Lady Leanne is freaking badass.
Could you imagine if she had dragons?
The 12-year-old man, yeah, she can. Man, she just makes like grown ass men freaking seem like they're nothing.
She made
I
grown
mean,
men seem like they're 12.
yeah, she's a Mormon, so
When she speaks, she captures the entire room.
yes, she does. Like, it's crazy. They definitely casted her perfectly, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm. And it's amazing.
But in the Battle of the Bastards, though, is really, what I thought was really cool is right after when Ramsay's army surrounded them. That's a like a Roman move, essentially. That's
Mm-hmm.
what like in ancient times someone did that. That was one of their battle strategies, was to do that, to uh, pin them against something and slowly just squeeze them, and then kill them.
Oh yeah.
And then
And
then
then
you
when you
got
have
then you had Peter with Lord Baelish with the Knights of the Vale coming in and rescuing.
I know I was so excited when I saw that. I started clapping and oh my god, it's the Knights of the Vale. And Tiffany's like, who? When she did it, but she's like, who? I was like, the Knights of the Vale, the moon and the star and the guy who falls through the hole, what is it? The boy who wants to fly. And she's like, oh, the guy who wants to see everyone fall down a hole. It's like, yes, it's an army, and they're coming in to kick ass and take names.
And they just like ran through Ramsey's line, and then you get to Ramsey retreats essentially.
Yeah, he falls back inside. And he's like, "We've got walls. There's no way they can get through this wall." And then the giant's like, "Hello."
Anyone home?
I'm coming in anyways. You're getting some of these cookies.
And then that moment though where Ramsey's like, you know what, I'll take you up on that offer, because earlier he said, let's go meet against you, winner takes all essentially. And Ramsey's like, I'm not gonna take you. I have a bigger army than you. And so Ramsey's like, you know what, I'll take you up on that offer. And John, I don't know why he does it, but he puts down his sword and picks up a shield and starts walking towards Ramsey as he's shooting arrows at him. You can
That's
have
why he
both.
picked up a shield.
Huh?
That's why he picked up a shield, because Ramsey thinks that he's that much better with the bow and arrow. So he's like, well, I'll just kill him with a bow and arrow. And John's like, okay, I'll kill you with my bare hands.
But yeah, then John just slowly gets close to him, and then he just starts beating the crap out. I'm like, do it, John, do it. Just beat him up.
This is how I wanted to see Joffrey die. I mean, Ramsay die. This is how I wanted to see Joffrey die, but now I get to see it with Ramsay instead.
But then he
the next
sees,
pedigree.
Sansa. He's like, you know what? This isn't this. Your death is not for my hands to do. It's for someone else. Essentially that's what he did. He's just like, you know what? You're not. Your death isn't my job. It's someone else's. He's like, okay, I'm done. I need to sleep for like 3 days.
She gets the house and he got the dogs. Worst of forced settlement.
And then let's see. Then it ends with, of course, back in Marine with Theon's sister. Theon and his sister, there talking to Daenerys, asking for them to help them get their the Iron Isles back and all that. Pretty much saying, Daenerys is saying, well, we'll team up, but you have to renounce all your ways of
piracy, basically.
Yeah, pretty much piracy, because the way the Iron Isles they
plunder.
They go and plunder, essentially. Yeah. They don't actually sow anything. They go and get what they need by raiding people.
She's a little hesitant, and she's like, she basically hits on Daenerys too. Did you see how in that house? I kind of laughed at that.
Yeah. Is there an offer of marriage here too? She's like, I wouldn't be against it.
Oh, that made me laugh. I think earlier in that episode too, or was it the episode before? She's like, I'm gonna go fuck the tits off this broad.
Yeah, that was the episode before.
Gosh. When she said that, I was like, I could not stop laughing.
I didn't even realize that either until then.
I was like, oh my gosh, she's a lesbian? This is mind blowing. Doesn't.
Let's see then. And then it ends with that episode ends with the banners falling of the Bolton banners falling and the Stark banner finally going back up, which was awesome.
And I can't wait to see the entire Stark family. Well, how is the Stark family going to rebuild itself if it's just Sansa now? I mean, the Stark family name is kind of dead without, Bran or Rickon, or unless Jon Snow declares that he's a Stark. And
Bran's still alive.
Huh?
Bran's still alive.
Yeah, but he's now the Three-Eyed Raven, and he won't go back to Winterfell. He can't go back to Winterfell.
I think he will.
I don't think he's going to go back to Winterfell. He's going to stay north of the Wall, I think.
Old Uncle Benjen just left him at the Wall.
Yeah, Benjen left him at the Wall, which is a little slightly disappointing. And Tiffany's like, is he dead or what? I was like, he's actually in between death.
Yeah. He was turning into a White Walker, but the children of the forest saved him.
We lost Hodor.
Which is interesting. They saved him by putting dragon glass into him, which then caused which is the cause of the White Walkers.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I was
Sorry, go ahead.
I was wishing that Benjen would be able to make it past and get back into Winterfell so that he could see Jon. So, and then Jon would be freaking happy and stuff. But if that wall has magic in it to where Benjen can't get through, how are the White Walkers going to get past the wall?
Probably have to destroy the wall.
Yeah, but how are they going to destroy the wall? There's only a few of them, and they can't. If there's magic in the wall, they can't get past that wall, and they're just going to be stuck at the wall.
There might be a way, I bet. I bet if Bran crosses, I bet they can.
If Bran crosses over and goes into
Because
his.
That's the reason why they could go into the were
That's
tree
that was
with
the
them
one.
because
Yeah, because he touched him there, but
marked. But
that's
he's
different magic, huh?
probably still marked.
Maybe that's why. Well, no, he was marked for that spot right there. That's different magic at the wall. Um, if he tries to, if he goes across and he gets into one of the other trees, I don't remember the tree of life, basically. And he gets there, and then he gets marked by that white by the Ice King on the other side of the wall. Then yeah, they'd be able to make it through. But I don't see that. I don't see Bran making that mistake again. Can you not hear me anymore again? Can you hear me? So that's what I think. I think that um, the that the magic works on the wall, and the White Walkers aren't going to be able to go across, even if Bran goes across. Um, the only way that they'd be able to make it through is if Bran goes back into his little, seizure looking state where he rolls his eyes back and stuff, and he gets touched by the Ice King again. But I don't see him making that mistake twice. Um, hmm. That's weird. It's definitely on Garrett's side. It's not my side. Um, so I think the camera effects and all the visual stuff from the Battle of the Bastards has to be some of the best that you've seen in movies and television. Um, yes, I am filling time, but because I just don't want this to end yet. So you see, that was definitely one of the most expensive. That was the most expensive episode of Game of Thrones that they ever made. And Garrett looks like he's about to cry. It's kind of sad. Makes me want to cry. But the visual effects of the battle itself were just amazing. The Battle of the Bastards itself, battle between Jon and Ramsay Snow. I'm still gonna call him Snow because he's still a bastard to me. So you see, just everything. He gets encompassed. He gets trapped, and he gets trapped underneath all these bodies. And you're just like, oh my god, Jon Snow's gonna die at this point again. He's gonna freaking die again. He's gonna die of suffocation. And I'm like, oh no, you can't do this. Don't do this to me, Jon. Don't die. And he finds a way out. And I think that I also thought that the wildling with the beard, I forgot his name. I thought he was gonna get killed by one of Ramsay's officers. And I was like, oh man, he can't die too. He's in all the Priceline commercials. And he's he's getting headbutted. And I'm thinking nobody wins with the headbutt. And he's bleeding everywhere, and then he ends up getting saved by one of the people, one of the Knights of the Vale. And you hear that thunder? It's pretty bad out here, guys. Severe thunderstorm warning. Um, and then the Knights of the Vale come, and you're just all giddy with joy. And they come and save the day. And Littlefinger tries to redeem himself, and he confesses his love for Sansa, which is weird because Littlefinger's like as old as her mom. And to me, that's weird. I don't know about you guys, but to me, somebody who's as old as my mom or older hits on me and confesses that they have loved me ever since the day I was born, I'd be like, cool. That's good for you. I, yeah. I'm gonna go this way now. Yeah. And Sansa just wants to tell Littlefinger to take a long walk off a short bridge. And but she's got more class than that because she's a Stark and she was raised as a lady, while Arya is being raised as a killer. Oh my gosh. When Arya killed not Roose Bolton, that he died from Ramsay. Um oh my god. I really wish Garrett could hear me to help me with his name. But she's like, wench, go fetch me my sons. I need to do this and this. And she's like, the arty here. You're like, what do you mean? She's like, look into the cheese. And there's a freaking finger sticking out. This is in the last episode. And then she unmasks herself. That's where she learns some of the stuff from the many faced gods. And I'm like, oh my god, she's a total badass now. And then she slits his throat. She's like, the last thing you're gonna see is Arya Stark kill you in the same hall that you killed my brother. And she like slices his throat, and she's like, and she's like, you're like, oh my god, she's a freaking serial killer. She's gonna finish what she started. She's gonna actually kill all the people on her list. Is she gonna find the Hound though? Will she actually kill it? Because she thinks the Hound is dead. So she's gonna kill them. She's gonna try to kill the Mountain. And now that she knows how to change herself into the many faces and be nobody but somebody at the same time, she's nobody, but she's also somebody. The girl is no one. I'm Arya Stark and I'm going home. I hope she makes it back. I really do. And then, guys, I know it's just me, and you're probably tired of seeing my face, and you'd really like to see Garrett's face, but we are still working on that. I promise. He got it to work before. I have faith that he's going to make it again. I do. He's going to make this podcast great again. And when he watches this again, he's going to laugh his ass off whenever he hears that. I know it. Garrett can do it. Okay, he turned off his camera. Either that or he's exiting out and he's going to try to come back in. Who knows? We'll see. When Sansa does kill Ramsay, that's definitely one of the best scenes. She's like, a hungry dog's got to eat, and his own dogs turn against him and they eat him. He's like, yes! Oh, Sansa's a badass. And then I'm jumping all over the place. Okay. King Tommen also declares that trial by combat is forbade in the Seven Kingdoms. And so that ruins Cersei's chances of being innocent from all of her crimes against the crown, or all of her crimes that she has to face up against. And so she devises this master plan that was actually going to be used by Aerys Targaryen, because you see in a vision that Bran has of him saying, burn them all, and he's going to use that wildfire, the same wildfire that Tyrion used in one of the rebellions of the North, or no, Stannis' rebellion that failed miserably, which was kind of sad. I was kind of hoping that Stannis Baratheon was gonna make it and claim the Iron Throne, but nope, he didn't. And so Cersei ends up using it and blows up some of my favorite characters. She blows up names are slipping my mind, guys, and I don't know what Garrett's at, but Let's see, that's probably him. Nope. Let's see here. Anyways, guys, but she blows up Tyrell. Tyrell. She blows up the Tyrell family except for the grandma. Killing Tommen's wife. And her name is going to come to me after I finish this podcast. I know it. And Marjorie. She kills Marjorie Tyrell. She kills the High Sparrow. All of the little septons that he had. And blows up the Red Garden, or not the throne room. I'm not sure he doesn't destroy the Iron Throne. But she just destroys everything and blows it all up using the wildfire. And that broke my heart because Marjorie Tyrell is one of my favorite characters. And I was like, why did she have to die? Mainly because she's played by Natalie Dahmer, but that's a different story. And you just see her smirk and she's all happy and stuff. And she made sure that King Tommen didn't go to the trials. And she did that by telling the mountain to watch over him. And so he sits there and he watches all this happen. And he basically sees everybody that he loves and cares for die because of his mother. And then you see him after the mountain turns around, he jumps into the window and jumps out and kills himself. Which was really sad because I had such hope for King Tommen because he was he was a smart king. He was very influenced, but he had a plan behind it all. And he was actually looking to better the Seven Kingdoms instead of just pulling them down. And then you end the entire episode with Jon Snow becoming the King of the North. And everyone's swearing allegiance to the Stark family again, which is good to see. And then you also see terrible with names. There's so many names in this show. It's not even funny. You can't Cersei, that's her name. Cersei Lannister ends up becoming the queen of the Seven Kingdoms. And she sits on the Iron Throne as queen of the Seven Kingdoms. And they also killed the Grand Maester, the old guy, who is always just like a kiss ass to anybody who is in power. But she kills the Grand Maester using basically the new Grand Maester's kids and stuff, and they stab him like a lot of times. And then so Cersei's now the new queen of the Seven Kingdoms, and I've got so many different predictions. I don't really know what to think about. But we have another 9 months until the next Game of Thrones, and that's sad. That really makes me sad. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here since I'm the only one talking and Garrett's gone because he's having technical difficulties on his side, which is really sad because I was really looking forward to doing this podcast. And I was like, yes, finally, Critically Awesome is back, baby. But I think the next time you guys are going to see me is going to be after we move into our new apartment, our new home, not an apartment. My wife and I bought a house and closing date is on the 8th. And so we're going to be moving in there, and I'll be sure to post videos for you guys. I will take video of our new house, show you guys our house, and I'll upload it to Critically Awesome because honestly, our home is Critically Awesome. And I'm going to have more wall space. I'll be able to push my desk out a little bit more. And I'll be able to hang up my Superman poster and my Star Wars, actually not posters, they're like wooden wooden paintings. And I can't find space on the wall here unless, maybe I put it like right here or something, but that's usually where my head is, so I'd be blocking it. But guys, yeah, just be patient with us. We're going to try to find a way to have podcasts back every week. Stay in contact with us. Get on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram. You can find me on Snapchat. You can find Garrett on Snapchat. All of us have our own Facebook accounts. We really like hearing from you guys. If you have any suggestions for us, please let us know. Don't forget to like and share this video with all of your friends. And be sure to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to our channel. It's easy as one click. You scroll up to subscribe, click subscribe, and boom, you're done. Tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell everybody about Critically Awesome. We love you guys. We can't wait to see you guys again. Until next time, guys, my name is Trent. I'm Critically Awesome, and I'll say bye for Garrett also. So until next time, stay awesome.